Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is, wherever you are. Thank you for watching this presentation of the Link to the Past Randomizer League here on Speed Gaming 5. This time around, we've got a matchup between Yoshi of Team Awesome and noblytheforeign of Team Noble Foxes in the Skullwoods division of the Dark World Conference. It's Mystery Week, which means we're just as much in the dark as the settings as you are, but we can make some guesses. My name is Westside Vandal. With me is Wolflink0370. How you doing, Wolflink?
I'm doing good, and good afternoon, everyone. So yes, mystery settings here. These are completely random settings that both runners don't know, even we don't know here in the booth.
Yep.
And to give you guys an idea, I believe there is a command so that you guys can see the weights we're using for this mystery seed to make things a little bit more tame than a normal mystery seed would be.
Yeah. And as Chad has already pointed out, we can tell two things based off of this screen. We can tell, number one, that it is not swordless, and it is not Inimizer. Because we do have a sword icon, and we do not see the enemy randomizer specific text by delete file.
That also means we don't have boss shuffle on either, I think.
Correct, because boss shuffle is a subset of Inimizer. So in those regards, we're gonna not have I wouldn't say a problem per se, but those avenues for interesting times are no longer available to us.
So yeah, for all we know, this could be an inverted seed, this could be an entrance seed.
Oh.
And we get started here. It's a standard seed, so...
In 986. Okay, that explains a few things.
And we know it's not an Uncle Assured Start, a Sword Assured Start, because we would have started with a sword otherwise.
Indeed. Yeah, that might be why Nobly LOL'd right as the race started in SRL chat, because yeah, that was a new Uncle Tex. That was pretty good.
That was a new one. 3 crystals in the overworld. Eastern was a 5/6.
All right.
And we start with a fire rod start.
Okay then.
So this doesn't come up.
I see.
So this doesn't come up that often, so I shall explain something here. With items that are consumable uses like the fire rod, bombs, arrows, if you restart in a standard seed like this, what we have going right here, if you say you run out of magic and you need to reset, you'll be given a little bit of free uses, but only for the escape.
Yes.
And the fire rod is actually one of the hardest weapons to use. Not because it's one-shots everything, because that's the easy part of it. But because it only has 8 uses, it's very hard to grind bombs that you want to check the back of the escape, get those 3 chests behind the bottom of a wall.
Yes.
Whoa! Did you see that?
I did not. I looked away for a second.
It's entrance shuffle, because we couldn't go upstairs. We couldn't go onto the balcony.
Oh no. Okay. Away we go.
I'd never seen that before. That's actually kind of interesting.
I'll have to file that away. I didn't know about that method of checking if it was entrance or not.
Neither did I. I suppose that's something that exists because this is standard, though. I don't think it would exist otherwise.
Right, yeah. Because if it weren't standard, then we could just go to wherever we need to go. But since we are in rain state here during standard, I'm sure trying to go out onto the balcony to wherever that may lead would probably break a few things. So
with entrance specifically, I want to point this out. We do have some, like I said, these are weighted seeds. So in terms of the flavor of entrance we have, it's basically a 10% chance of it actually being entrance, or 30% chance of it being entrance. That is split equally amongst being a simple entrance, a full entrance, or a cross-world entrance seed. Like you would see next week with cross keys.
Yes. While you were making that explanation, we did find 3 bombs in Zelda's cell, so we don't need to farm bomb drops. So that's the good news for our runners.
And we can tell just by the key placement that it's not key sanity either.
Yes.
Because we would have gotten that text.
Yeah, we would have gotten this is a small key to this dungeon, yeah.
It could still be map compass shuffle at the very least.
No, it can't, because we had a map check and we saw what the crystals were.
Right.
So that means key sanity was right out regardless, too.
Alright, so... looks like it's just going to be entrance seed today. But of course, we don't know what else we have in store. Because another thing that has changed is the item pool.
Yes. We could potentially have a hard or an expert seed here, which limits the amount of swords and mails and shields we can find, among other things. If we find any sort of mail upgrade whatsoever, we know it's normal. If we find gold sword at some point, we know it's normal. We also need to figure out what our actual stated goal is, because we could have all dungeons, any number from 2 to 7 crystals for both Ganon Tower entry and beating Ganon. It could be a fast Ganon seed. It could be a defeat Ganon seed. It could even be a pedestal seed.
All of that can be found out when we get to the pyramid, because the sign there will tell you what the goal is. Not necessarily how to get to Ganon. The sign in the tower, meanwhile, will always tell you how to, because you need to enter the tower.
Yes.
And with entrance, there is a couple of constants that should be mentioned. With entrance, we have Link's house always ending up being Link's house, at least in this current edition. I believe there was talk about it being experimented with. Anyway. Also, the back of the tavern is a guaranteed item, because it's the only entrance in the game you enter from above.
Yes. All right.
And that confirms that it's not Dungeon Knives, although we already knew that. I'm just repeating myself at this point.
Oh, no, it's fine. We also are going to have an item in the Sanctuary chest here. Hopefully, I mean, it might be something good. Otherwise, this escape has just been kind of 6 minutes of tedium.
I mean, they got the fire rod out of it, so they have a good weapon.
True. This is a fair point.
And they got the red boomerang, which does let them check the stun prize.
Indeed.
That is a constant in which, because the enemies behave and the weapons behave normally. And Sanctuary leads you out to Kakariko Village.
Okay, then. Yoshi, almost on reflex, I think, went to go check Kakariko well and then realized, wait a minute.
Indeed.
All right. So, Blind's Basement is going to lead us to
Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock.
So that does not necessarily signify cross keys for the
Ganon's Tower.
Okay, this is a good spot to find some items. But yeah, like I was saying, cross keys does not necessarily does not necessarily mean the dungeons can be in the Dark World. That I think what this means, we at least have a full shuffle though.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
What a cross world seed specifically is in terms of entrance is connectors can connect from the light world to the dark world, as we find the cape there on Yoshi's end.
Yep, cape in the Hope Room there. Interesting item. Can't really go too much further than this at the moment.
And to clarify for anyone who may be confused, when I say connector, that usually describes a cave that has 2 exits.
Right.
Or more.
We found Laser Bridge too.
Nice.
Interesting. This is a Kakariko right here. All right, so Nobly gonna attempt to use up some of that magic with that cape and check what's on Laser Bridge here.
Yoshi
Having a
meanwhile is gonna be
little bit of difficulty.
Yoshi meanwhile checking the other entrances in the town. We find Aga Tower. Wow, Dungeon Central here in Kakariko.
Indeed. Oh, and unfortunately, Nobly takes a death.
And we have a
Gambling
house.
minigame.
Yeah. You don't normally see those, because no one visits them.
Yeah, no. That's the thing about entrance shuffle is you see a lot of rooms you don't normally see during a randomizer run or a speed run. Here's the aforementioned back of the tavern that we know was going to happen. All right, what's in the shop today?
This is Ice
Looks
Rod
like
Cave.
this is gonna be Ice Rod Cave. Yep.
And on the good side of Ice Rod Cave, which uses the item, which is only 20 rupees, but I mean every little bit helps.
Speaking of 20 rupees, that was in the tavern chest because Yoshi's stream skipped just slightly when they went to go open it. And Bombable Hut is going to have...
I think that's in front of Turtle Rock.
That certainly sounds about right, so...
If not the front, then it's the big chest location.
Yeah, no, I think that's the front. That seems a little centralized to be the front.
Well, we'll see you soon on Nobly's end.
Indeed. Or not. Tavern?
Choosing to save the bombs.
Alright, Graveyard Ledge in the front of Tavern. For just a piece of heart.
Meanwhile, the Fortress of their hut outside is a dark room, which most dark rooms in the are connectors, so...
Yes.
That'll be
so it's definitely something you want to note. Nature of Randomizer, not Randomizer, entrance shuffle means you can't really identify which is which unless you're really good at the game. So a lot of runners will wait until they have some sort of wait until they have the lamp. We find lumberjack ledge here in Lost Woods. Nothing on said ledge.
All right.
Alrighty.
Finding what I call Dark Ice Rod Cave.
Fair.
Because that is a cave with a hint tile that you only find in that southeast corner of the Dark World.
Welcome on in to those of you rating from Speed Gaming 2. We have just gone underway here with Team Awesome, represented by Yoshi, versus Noble Foxes, represented by noblytheforeign, in this mystery seed here in Week 4 of the Randomizer League. What we know so far is it is a standard mode entrance shuffle. We found pretty much all of Turtle Rock, like all pretty much every entrance of Turtle Rock that matters in Kakariko, along with Ganon's Tower and I almost said Agina. Aghanim's Tower. There we go.
And we see that Yoshi has found Bumper Cave. This is a connector, and we do have the cape.
Indeed. So looks like Yoshi's gonna go ahead and follow that up.
And if this leads out in the Dark World, we can confirm that this is a cross-world thing, as we find the hammer! We missed that on Yoshi's due to a frame skip.
Yep.
And it leads to Death Mountain.
Alright, so we can't confirm anything yet, because even if it is crossed, connectors can still lead to the same world. As far as I'm aware.
Yes, they can.
And there's our big bomb shop.
Big bomb shop in the light world.
Yeah,
Trying to figure out how that works.
I mean, you can still mirror with the bomb.
That is true.
I think that was a fairy fountain just now on Nobly's end.
Yeah, that was the fairy fountain that's east of the graveyard. Checkerboard Cave found as well. Nothing. 20 rupees. Now we're gonna opt to pick that up.
Every rupee counts.
Indeed. Especially when you don't have consistent grind spots anymore with the entrances being shuffled.
Yep. Alright, so Yoshi, meanwhile, making their way back into Kakariko. Nobly picking up some magic from that tree pole. And now heading over to see where Sanctuary is going to lead us today.
One of these entrances can be Ganon, I might add. So this is why they're checking the doorway entry first instead of the drop down.
There's a magic bat.
Yeah, that is definitely Magic Bat.
All right. So we've got one more paired location set here. Dwarven breadsmiths in the library. And
Ganon?
there's Ganon.
Ganon's in the fairy fountain location.
Okay. And
he's
Nobly's
gonna
going to go
go
ahead
in.
and check this.
Let's see. Ganon will say something specific.
Yep. You cannot defeat me until you finish your gold.
So it's not Fast Ganon. That's information that Nobly just gained.
Mm-hmm. Won't Ganon also just say you're not supposed to be here if it's pedestal?
I don't know. I don't have that much experience actually playing an actual mystery seed, to be perfectly honest, let alone an entrance seed.
Yeah, I haven't encountered a pedestal seed where I went to go try and fight Ganon yet. So never should have come here, according to chat. Okay. And King's Tomb is found and gives us our first sword.
That is a great find.
Which Yoshi is getting to just about the same time Nobly did.
You know what we haven't seen yet, though, is a heart piece. I don't think
we've seen a few.
We've seen a few?
We've seen one heart container and at least one heart piece. I can't remember where, but I remember distinctly seeing a heart piece.
I don't think heart pieces are in the hard or expert pools, so I think we're on a normal item pool.
No, there's some heart pieces in the hard pool.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I have that pulled up. One moment. Item pool for hard contains 7 heart containers and 16 heart pieces. Expert contains 3 containers and 8 pieces.
Okay.
Ah, I screwed all my windows up. Hold on. Oh, there we go.
Well, Yoshi meanwhile is going to be doing a fake flipper here. And Nobly will be doing the same.
Yep. Okay. So we did also, while I was fooling around with my windows, we found mire in the dam. That's an interesting place for that to be.
Indeed.
Nobly, meanwhile, gonna visit everybody's favorite hobo under the bridge. Yoshi going for the Houlihan here as well.
Nice consistent way to get money.
Yes.
And what Nobly is trying to do here is to jump in the water in such a way that, yeah, does that.
Yes. Where he hits the screen transition before the game goes, wait, you're in the water without flippers. Back to dry land with you. Now, the thing to note about that, because I keep managing to do it somehow, is if you hit it in the wrong spot, you'll hit the screen transition before you hit the water, and then the game will just kind of freak out and you'll be soft-locked.
Yeah,
which is never fun times. As we find Hyrule Castle West here.
That is Hyrule Castle East, yeah.
It is, yes. That's I'm good at directions apparently.
Don't worry, I mess them up all the time myself. But Hyrule Castle being Hyrule Castle, I think means the center entrance will always be the same, so this is a good bunch of connectors to use to get around.
Indeed, it is.
And one leads to the west side of Death Mountain. Meanwhile, we're seeing Yoshi here check out the eastern area. Still no connectors that may tell us that this is cross-world entrance shuffle or not.
Yep. So Sick Kid just hanging out where Sahasrara used to hang out. And Library has moved up to a cave on West Side Death Mountain. That's unfortunate.
I mean, the old man wants his books.
Yep. And we find a dark connector of some sort.
It's the old man. I can tell just from the bats.
Yep.
And the old man's connector to take him out of the cave is always on this side of Death Mountain. Because it's just how the game is coded. You gotta get him to his house.
Right. And Yoshi has found Blind's basement here. Heart container. 2 heart containers and a piece of heart. Wow.
Thank heart even.
Other than that, not much going on there. Alright, Dark Old Man Rescue for Nobly. Let's see what he gets out of it. Shield.
And yeah, that is a weird glitch with the entrances being shuffled with the old man. Usually, I've seen people just drop down into the doorway. Maybe from the cliff above, and that just gets the old man in there just a little bit faster.
Alright, oh.
We found Sahasrara.
Indeed we
and
did.
Ice Palace.
And Ice Palace.
That is right at Flute Location 5.
Convenient. Not convenient. Nothing in the back of Saha's closet.
And we can do Ice Palace for the most part. We still don't have a hook shot to get for key logic potentially, and we don't have a glove to lift the boulder on the east side.
Well, then we can't finish Ice Palace because we need a glove to get to Cold Stare.
I forgot about that. Oh, it's the little things you forget sometimes, especially with this.
And once again, welcome on in to the 82 of you rating from Speed Gaming 4. We have Randomizer League action here between noblytheforeign of Noble Foxes and iiYoshii of Team Awesome. Hold on, chicken problems. There we go. Oh, and the extra toss out of just pure salt. Anyway, moving on. What we figured out about this seat so far is it is an entrance randomizer of some description, and it was a standard mode opening. We have not figured anything else out yet, besides we have eliminated Fast Ganon from the goal list.
Indeed.
And there's the front of Turtle Rock there, so... More fake flippering from Yoshi here. Our tracker pointing out the thing that I kind of pointed out back when Nobly dropped in on Ganon. The fact that Ganon said you must complete your goal before you can beat me also rules out Pedestal as a goal. Speaking of Pedestal, all 3 pendants in the Dark World, Green Pendant, Turtle Rock, and our other 5-6 crystal is going to be Swamp.
But look at this. Pendant and Pod and Pendant Meyer. We may not need a medallion. This is a defeat Ganon goal.
Good call.
And this could still be, I believe, an all dungeon seat as well.
Yes. Yeah, because doing all dungeons means you defeat Ganon after beating all dungeons. So basically, if there's a Ganon fight involved, it can still that's what our goal is. Or could be, excuse me.
And we know where Ganon is. He is over in the ferry drop-down, just east of the graveyard. What we don't know is if it's all dungeons, or just a simple defeat Ganon. It could also be fast Ganon. We may not need to have to fight Aga 2. But we could.
Wouldn't, if it were fast Ganon and we found Ganon, wouldn't we have been able to? Wouldn't Ganon have said his normal text instead of "you must complete your goal"? Oh, crystal count. Duh. Sorry,
Yeah,
don't mind me.
Yeah, even if it's fast Ganon, we may need to still get the crystal goals. Fast Ganon, all that means is that the pyramid is open from the beginning in a normal sea.
Right.
And you don't have to defeat Aghanim 2.
Yep.
In
All
Ganon's
right.
Tower.
Okay. So, Nobly, kind of checking out the plethora of options we have on Death Mountain here.
Now, with our settings, folks, and our weights, we have it set up so that at minimum 3 crystals are required. That is a 10% chance of occurring at the very least. Once again, for those of you on Twitch, there is a command you can display so you can get a look at the weights for yourself. I believe it is exclamation mystery.
And we found the dam here, and the dam has the flute.
That is great. Also, an entrance that's equally important find because the dam will stay permanently flooded, so the item available over at the dam's normal location is available, and swamp will be permanently open. Well, have its floodgates permanently open as well.
Alrighty, looks like Nobly's taking another crack at Laser Bridge here to see what's going on. Ten arrows and a small key. Okay. Meanwhile, Yoshi activating their flute. Nobly not quite quick enough on the draw for the laser skip or activating their cape. So it takes another death, unfortunately.
I imagine he seems to be falling pretty quick. You know, I think you're right.
Well, we'll know for sure.
But wait, hang on. You gotta check something here.
We'll know for sure if we start seeing green 20s.
Well, no, the thing is, item functionality does not get affected by our mystery weights here. So even if it's a hard item pool, the item functions as normal. So normally in hard settings, it would be a double drain on the cape, but in this case, it will drain normally.
That's a good call. My bad.
Yeah, I had to double check that to make sure. Anything that would be otherwise indicative of hard mode or any sort of like weapon changes and all that, those are all normal. They will all function as if this was a normal sea. So the cave's just draining that fast because that's normally how fast the cave drains.
We have not seen either runner check the sun prize yet.
And similar to what I was just saying, the boomerang will still stun as normal, even if this was a hard item distribution. It's only the item distribution that may be on the hard difficulty setting or the enemy placement. Weapons will function as normal.
All right, Yoshi heading to Saha's Shack of Disappointment.
And there's the rupee grinding cave, as we know. Oh,
yes,
it has.
the good one anyway. There's also another one that only has 20.
So I saw Nobly pop out of a cave in bunny form. Was he already in bunny form when he went in there?
That's a good question. I did not catch that.
Our tracker, Mr. Scrub Ninja Tuna, shout-outs to them for keeping the items up to date for us, and more importantly, keeping us honest here, is confirming that it was, in fact, a Dark World cave, so I'm pretty safe to say that this may be a full entrance shuffle and not a crossed entrance shuffle. Because I think we should have found a connector by now that would link Light to Dark World.
Fair call. Okay. So there's another fountain. I think we already saw that, though. So the question is, where is our progression, and what is that progression going to be? We do have a sword and cape, and we do know where Aga Tower is. So if we find that lamp, and, well, I mean, preferably the Moon Pearl as well, but...
We'll see on Yoshi's here just to be sure. But I think... Wait, is Yoshi in bunny form? I can't tell.
I am not familiar with that sprite, so... Chat with a good point. Because it's entrance, we don't need the cape for Aga Tower.
Nope, Aga Tower could be...
I am not used to commentating on entrance seeds, so I am probably going to make a few factual errors like that, so apologies in advance.
Yeah, we don't even need the bunny E-beam to get through that. Although I will say that the balcony barrier is still there.
Yes.
So the cape might be useful to get past that barrier. And this is what we found. We found Super Money Cave, I think. Or no, we found a connector in Yoshi's End. And this was definitely in Dark World, so yeah. I'm going to say full entrance shuffle at this point. Until we see a connector that proves me wrong.
It is just it's just entrance shuffle. We have not it is not key sanity.
Yeah, no key sanity elements whatsoever. So no map compass shuffle, no small keys, no big keys are shuffled.
Nobly's starting to get a little bit frustrated, I think. He just left the guard of Wine's basement a nice little present.
Now, it could be possible that we need to dungeon dive to find our Moon Pearl. It could be a little bit into Ice Palace. It could be a little bit into Turtle Rock as iiYoshii going through right now. And I think we had access to Meyer as well, but I don't think we have the ability to get to Meyer. No, we don't have a way to get through Meyer's first room.
Yeah. All right, so Nobly gonna go ahead and do Ice Palace here. So we'll see which runner has guessed correctly here.
And yeah, we don't currently know the goal of the seed just yet. We know it's not PED at this point, but for all we know, it could still be Defeat Ganon, it could be Fast Ganon, it could still be all dungeons. We need to get to the sign to read to be absolutely sure on the pyramid. And if it is Fast Ganon, it will say the crystal amount we need. And if it's Defeat Ganon, it will say the crystal amount plus Aga 2. So there is a distinction there as well.
Alrighty.
But both of those
Pin Gator being a little stubborn. There we go.
But both of those still require us to get the Moon Pearl so we can go check the pyramid. Which,
all right.
At this
go ahead,
point,
sorry.
I think at this point this might be a Moon Pearl for Pyramid Seed.
Ugh.
And you know what? I'd make that call actually. Because
all right.
I believe even as a bunny you can still read signs.
I think so? Question mark. Nice quick kill on the Stalfos by Nobly, by the way. All right. So Yoshi heading through Turtle Rock as much as they can here. Green mail, low hearts, no backups. Not a fun place to be.
Someone said you cannot read as a bunny. All right, I believe him. I'm not too familiar with Crossworld, so or bunny shenanigans in general.
Okay, Turtle Rock so far not really paying out anything. Laser Bridge was empty. Crystal Roller Room empty. And Yoshi heading on out now.
Still a couple checks here for Nobly here.
Yep. Making his way, their way through here.
Now, it did have a small key, so a couple of these checks over here are available.
Decided not to use the cape there to minimize some of that damage.
Probably was trying to rush to get the item, but forgot Pet doesn't have a glove.
Well, there is a heart container there. So that's the fourth heart container I've seen. So I think that does officially eliminate Expert from item pool from consideration.
I think Expert also lowers the quality of the bombs and arrows, or makes them non-existent even.
Arrow and capacity upgrades are eliminated in both hard and expert.
Well, I mean, like the 3-bomb and the 10-bomb, 3-bomb packs and the 10 arrows. I think those get reduced to 1. I don't remember.
This is not inverted. This is a standard seed with entrance shuffle. And what looks to be full entrance shuffle, because we have yet to find a connector leading from one world to the other.
Yeah, it's still possible that it's Crossroad, but it's at this point it's looking to be very unlikely.
Alright, so Yoshi has finished the preliminary investigation of Turtle Rock. Nothing there, so it does rather look like Nobly might be finding something here in ice.
Actually, we didn't rule out Expert right. Actually, we should have ruled out Expert once we found a shield, because I don't think shields are in the pool in Expert, are they?
No. Fighter is the maximum on Expert.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought that too, and then I double checked and it said Fighter, and I went, well, okay then.
Yeah, we're at the pulling from a lot of information here. Because this is mystery. We could never have been prepared for what we were sure for.
So, chat pointing out we should be seeing more green 20s. If this were one of the harder item pools, not necessarily, because the green 20s would replace heart containers, hearts, sword upgrades, mail upgrades, and shield upgrades. Now, like I said, we've already seen 4 heart containers. So if it is on something above normal, it would have to be hard at this point, because we've already surpassed the maximum amount of heart containers for an expert seed. But there is still some wiggle room left for it to be a hard seed.
Well, that's the Book of Medora right there, which means Desert is locked out to us until we find the Titan's vents and the mirror.
That's certainly a spot for the Book of Medora. That's a thing.
And we can't even, there's no guarantee we may even get up to that cliff without the mirror anyway.
Yep, and chat pointing out, if we find one of those two two entrances to those back entrances there. This seed's taking some twists and turns here as Nobly attempts the fake flipper. Nicely done.
We're so item starved. And we've checked pretty much every entrance I can think of. I'm starting to lean that more and more this is an Aga seed.
Yeah. Which means we'll be finding that lamp at some point shortly, you'd assume.
That is also true. This is one of the few checks I don't think we have seen, the witch's house.
Spiral
Ooh,
cave.
And this is not only an item, this is also a connector, albeit a very one-way connector, given the nature of the cave.
Mm-hmm.
So this pops us out somewhere in Darkworld. We are confirmed in Crossworld. I don't think we've seen the exit of this cave either. So this could put us on Desert Ledge.
It could, yes. Alright. Items from Spiral Cave is... Little Piece of Love.
Yoshi going a bit deeper into Ice Palace. I don't think we saw Nobly do this.
Right.
Oh.
And, oh, that's just rude.
Spit you out in the entrance of desert that you can only exit from. So, how
Yep.
fitting. That is literally a one-way path to the desert.
Cool. Alright. So now Nobly just kind of going, what now? Oh, Nobly never checked out this entrance, so yes, he did. It's open.
It was the east side of Turtle Rock.
Oh! Oh!
You want a bomb jump to skip over the side, even though we do have an exit nearby.
Yes.
So, definitely, there's 3 small keys.
Huh. That was... I'd never seen that clip before, so...
Yeah,
we have seen the bottom right exit in Hyrule Castle, yes. I can't remember where it was, but I remember it because I accidentally called it west exit instead of east exit.
Have we seen the actual west exit, though, now that I think about it?
Oh, Moon Pearl and Lava!
There we go. At long last, the Moon Pearl has been found.
So, did Yoshi find that?
Yeah, Yoshi's in Dark World.
Okay.
With the sword swing and the shield, so yeah.
Okay. Must have been during one of the frame skips they had.
And there's the big key. And this is going to be a smart thing from Nobly. Oh, choosing to save and quit instead.
Alright, so that's been found. Hyrule Castle now for Yoshi.
Yeah, what is nice about the fact this was a standard entrance seat is that Hyrule Castle is going to be... Or the front entrance is going to be the front entrance, so we can use that to get around a little bit more.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, we saw Nobly fake flipper. And Nobly's making the call that this is an Aga.
Alright. Charging that sword, getting a nice double there. Does have the hammer and the fire rod, so you're quite correct. This is an interesting strat.
I mean, double spins conserves on your resources. And good luck hitting them when they're spinning their mace like that.
Yep, there we go. Oop. Chat pointing out that even if this isn't an Aga seed, it will allow Nobly access to the pyramid and thus the goal. So it is good way to get information.
Oh, but it's a Dark Aga climb.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a call and a half right there.
Yeah, we don't have the knowledge of what the lamp is. So whatever Nobly is doing here, this is not unlogical. But at this point, we could use the information.
We could indeed. Because I'm drawing a blank on entrances we haven't seen yet.
I have an idea.
Is it the same idea Yoshi is having right now?
The west side of Hyrule Castle hasn't been checked. I don't think. That could put you on the balcony, which could lead you to the lamp, an item check with the lamp. There's the club, though!
Oh boy! That's painful. That's unfortunate for Nobly.
Yeah, that puts Dark World access in logic without Aga. So Aga 1 is well and truly dead.
Yeah.
And Yoshi will be getting the information right away. Checking Hype Cave first. Makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, that's been available for a while, and there's Desert. Well, the front of Desert, I should say.
That it was indeed the west side of Desert, so we do have another 2 entrances there. That's a good nexus to know.
Alright, and who moved into the old bomb shop? Oh, Spike Cave, okay.
Yeah, this is smart of Yoshi checking these entrances as he heads to the pyramid. We'll get an idea of our goal, and we will know the crystal count for Ganon's vulnerability.
The water control was at Ice Rod Cave. And Paradox Cave in that dark shop there.
No mirror to check it from that side, though, I don't think.
Nope.
Alright.
Nobly, unfortunately, having a bit of a time in the Dark Aga climb.
So here we go, folks. There is a signpost. You may have seen it in the past. It is time to read it and find out what our goal is here on Yoshi's end. And ladies and gentlemen, it is a 3 crystal seed, and it didn't say defeat Aga 2.
Alright. Oh, and it just keeps getting worse for Nobly. Oh no. Oh,
so it looks like it's a fast Ganon with 3 crystals, which is a 10% chance, I might add, for 3 crystal Ganon.
I'm gonna have to raise a flag here, because I was doing some practice the other day. I had a 3 crystal seed as well. The sign did not say anything about Aga 2, but when I got 3 crystals and went to go beat Ganon, Ganon told me I still had work to do. So I ended up having to climb Ganon's tower and do Aga 2.
I thought it did say defeat Aga 2, though. Maybe I'm mistaken, but anyway, we know that it's a 3 crystal seed regardless. So this is going to be a fast one once we get our items together.
Indeed it is. Because we do already know the location of 3 bosses. That would be Misery Mire, Turtle Rock, and Ice Palace. Granted,
yes,
those have some pretty hefty item requirements, so hopefully we find some of the easier dungeons to clear.
And to clear up any confusion in chat, in entrance seeds with fast Ganon, the pyramid is not open. All that means is that you don't have to beat Aghanim 2, but we know where GT is regardless. And in fact, I think we are just missing a bow to ascend once we find the big key, of course.
Alright, so Nobly did make it through the darkness in Aga Tower. Unfortunately for Nobly, pretty high likelihood that we don't have to do this.
No, but that does give an extra portal, which will make the bomb transport a little easier.
Dark Magic Shop looked like it had some form of entrance to desert.
Possibly the central entrance. Anyway, Act 1 fight here is a seeded fight. First instance you ever come across will have the same RNG pattern for both runners.
Chat saying looked like Desert's right entrance led to the Dark Potion Shop.
Okay, and when I saw there was a small kid there, so it was boots locked.
Catfish with just 3 bombs for us. So, Nobly's not going to be very happy when he sees what's on Pyramid Ledge. Also, probably not going to be very happy when they see, when they eventually see Glove on Dam.
Indeed.
Hey. Yep, there's that lamp. And with that, Nobly probably going to be aware that they just wasted a little bit of their time.
More than likely. Meanwhile, it looks like Yoshi is in the forest, probably heading to the Dark World's Village of Outcasts, yes.
Yep.
A few more entrances to check here.
Yep. At least 4.
Which
There's a shop there.
That's a good spot for the shop. The source of buying a red potion in case... Oh, well, actually, no. This could not be Thieves Town. What am I talking about?
I mean, it could be. It would be vanishingly unlikely, but it could have been.
Start a Super Bunny Cave there. In Thieves Town's entrance. The goal of the seed, at least as far as we're interpreting, is it's a 3-crystal Ganon seed. The sign says it takes 3 crystals to beat Ganon, although I'm not 100% sure if it'll tell you if you needed to do Aga 2. I forget that.
Okay.
And the pyramid's there.
Interesting.
So for anyone who just now may be tuning into the race here, we had a standard start with the entrance shuffle full. We had no boss shuffle, no enemy shuffle, nothing of that nature. No dungeon items are shuffled. The swords were randomized. And it was a 3-crystal seed. That's what we have discovered right now. Item pool's still up in the air. It's at least not expert as far as we're aware.
Yeah. We've seen too many heart containers for it to be expert.
And again, it has been discovered he is in the fairy fountain drop down over next to the graveyard.
All right. So Yoshi looks like they are heading back to Village of Outcasts again. And by Village of Outcasts again, I mean Skull Woods for the first time.
Yeah, Skull Woods is one of the few dungeons, regardless of entrance, that will remain in this area. Because it has so many drop downs that there's no real place to put them except linking themselves together.
Yes.
The rooms are still going to be scrambled to some degree, and the back will be a completely different entrance. But the main meat of the dungeon, and the front half, if you will, is going to be the same. It's always going to be in this isolated area of the world.
Nobly was not, I don't think was expecting what he saw there, or what they saw there in that dark shop. I was a good couple seconds just kind of staring at the screen from what it looked like there. Come to think of it, I don't think we've seen Nobly go over to Ice Rod Cave on the overworld, have we?
I don't think so.
That might be what they are going to do now. So, very quickly, Nobly will have their Power Glove.
And yeah, the runners are most likely taking extensive notes of this overworld, trying to figure things out as they go.
Fair call. As mentioned earlier, I do not have a lot of experience with the entrance, so I still talk like it's a non-entrance seed, and then something will happen to make me realize, oh, wait a minute.
There's a Master Sword. We just saw it.
Alrighty, so that is going to eliminate. No, it's not. What am I talking
Not
about?
eliminating anything. We have that's our second sight. That's only our second sword sighting ever.
Yeah, and we've already eliminated the expert anyway, so for other reasons. So, you know, don't mind me.
That cave is actually vanilla, I might add. That is the normal side of Ice Rod Cave in the normal spot. And there's the flute for Nobly. So I think, based on the heart count, I'm not 100% sure if it's hard anymore either.
I have lost count of how many heart containers we've seen. I know we can have a maximum health of 14 in hard.
Okay. So we're not close to it yet, but it's looking like it.
Well, actually, no, you're right. We've already passed... Wait, no, never mind. I have it backwards again. Blech.
Yeah, if it was expert, we would have, I think, a maximum of 9 heart.
Close. It's 8.
Yeah, we're 100% confirmed now this is not an expert item pool. Now, something we haven't mentioned yet is that the item accessibility of the seed might be different. We've been normally playing with 100% inventory this tournament, which means basically small keys can lock themselves in one-off locations, a one-for-one, if you will. But there is a small chance that that the seed is all locations reachable, which basically means there's no one-to-one key logic in play. That's all that means.
Yoshi has found the back of Skull Woods, by the way.
Indeed, fighting them off.
Hammer Moth strats coming right up.
And Nobly is starting by checking the dark side up east of the eastern area.
All right, and there we go, Yoshi.
Down goes
Hammers
the moth.
the Mothula to death.
Gets the big key.
And first crystal blood.
The first of only 3 crystals we need to enter the Ganon fight and see if it is defeat or fast Ganon. Now, if it's fast Ganon, keep in mind, we do know that GT is in Kakariko.
Yes.
And all fast Ganon would mean is that we don't have to climb GT to fight Aghanim 2 in an entrance scene.
Right. All right. So Nobly the Foreign about to see the middle of desert here. You know, it looks like Yoshi is looking for the items in Skull Woods here. Well, making his way back out after doing so.
Kiki apparently is the bouncer at the Kakariko bar.
Ah, chat lied to me. I should have seen that coming.
I think they got a little confused because the left side entrance as we find Hookshot Cave here on Yoshi's End, was in Type Cave's location.
Ah.
So it was rather early, but I don't think we've seen the central entrance yet.
Oh, it's in the other building in Palace of Darkness that nobody ever goes into unless it's an entrance seat. That makes sense.
Dark Star Hospital. Got it. That makes a little bit more sense.
And, well, confirmation in 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Yep.
Now, I did notice that it was a small key on the torch, so this dungeon is boots locked.
All right. Nobly is already aware of that, so he's just checking out where this leads. Dark Potion Shop. All right. More fake flippering? Nope. Maybe.
Could be.
It might be. It is! Fake flipper!
Oh, wait a minute here. This is a development. Sea House was the back of desert.
Oh, and this could be crystal number 2 for Yoshi.
Now, I need to point something out here. Because there is a small key on the torch, I believe this is still technically boots locked, even though the entrances are separate. Because you can take a key from this side, use it on the other side of desert, and thus you need the boots anyway. Key logic assumes worst case scenario for completion of a seed.
Chat asking, wasn't that Desert Palace the Dark World Potion Shop? Technically, yes, but the entrance that we went into was also in Dark World.
Yeah, so this is full dungeon shuffle. Or full entrance shuffle. The worlds are not crossed.
Alright. Fire Rod strats for Yoshi on Lanmo here.
This will be the second crystal of the match for Yoshi.
Chat pointing out that Desert is indeed technically boots locked because it never accounts for stealing the key. So,
indeed. Actually, it does account for stealing the key. It assumes worst case scenario. So you could take the key from this side of Desert, use it to open up the 2 chests, and then you need to get the key off the torch in order to go fight Lammolos.
Fair call.
And it's probably the best way to explain how worst case scenario key logic works. It's the simplest scenario to understand, I think.
Alright, so Yoshi now searching for searching for another sword, because we are going to need that at some point. And then searching for the means to clear the a third crystal.
And even then, we don't have the sword to defeat Ganon right now. But I'm sure that Yoshi will drop down the hole and see if Ganon says his usual fight quote. If it does, we're in Fast Ganon, which means we are in... Well, we're not technically in Go mode yet, but we know where a sword is.
Yes.
So the question is, which connector in the Dark World will take us to the top of Bumper Ledge? Once Yoshi finds that connector, that's Go mode for Yoshi at that point.
Or if Yoshi finds another sword somewhere besides Bumper Cave.
That is also true.
Alright. Nobly, meanwhile, looks like they are making the Skull Woods checks.
This is a good location. Couple of items here. Or a couple of good entrances here. Great Fairy Fountain
Dark
1.
Shopping Mall here.
And the Capacity Ferry. Not a bad spot for it. It's still in Dark World, but it's not a bad spot for it.
So a little bit out of the way, but...
Yeah. That's the only problem, really.
Okay.
And yeah, if it's fast cannon, all they need is a sword. If it's not fast cannon, they need at least a bow and a hookshot as well.
Oh, hold on a second. Yoshi can do can clear Ice Palace here.
Right, glove. And we had an early small key, so it's not hookshot lock.
Yeah. So Yoshi about to pick up their third crystal here. So we could know what we need to do shortly.
Indeed. She's not over yet, not by a long shot, but having the knowledge of the goal will give Yoshi a nice information advantage going forward.
Yeah, we know where one of the remaining swords in the pool is. It's on Bumper Cave Ledge. We just need to find the connector to get us up there. Fair call. Not knowing how to get to it is pretty much the same as not knowing where it is. So
that is a fair call, yes. I will admit that.
Ah, yes. Fighter Sword Ice Palace Bomb Jump, the bane of my existence. There we go.
And here's another wrinkle. The connector, the other side of the connector, that where the Master Sword is, could be in Mire, which would require us to find the Titan's Mitts.
Accurate. A convincing, albeit terrifying argument.
So we're by no means in a concrete go mode yet. We do have a lot of information on the sea, but we don't have the remaining pieces that will put it together.
Gan's Tower Big Key might still require Kane as well. Well, that's assuming that Gan's Tower Big Key is required.
Yeah. If it's fast cannon, we don't need to climb the tower to defeat Aga 2. We just go straight in again and fight him. And we won't know that for at least another few minutes while we see Yoshi clear this Ice Palace. Nobly is actually checking the back of the old man cave.
I believe we did see this from Yoshi earlier. I can't remember where it went, though.
Dropped us out in Kakariko, so not really a great connector. Don't worry, boomerang found for Yoshi in the meantime.
Okay. Nobly. What are you doing, buddy?
Did he find his way to desert and have was the book? Did we miss that?
I'm not sure what he's doing here, to be honest. Or they're doing, excuse me.
I think they're just taking the long way over to get over to the portal.
Okay. And that's all 3 items out of ice, I believe.
I believe so, yes.
Because there was a heart container, bloomerang, and those 3 bombs.
Yeah. And we have 2 small keys at this point, so most likely a dungeon on Cold Stair, so that is not a small key, so this dungeon is not so Mario locked.
Alright, Yoshi... so down into the Cold Stair fight goes Yoshi.
And Yoshi will have to be careful. Cannot miss a single one of these fire rod shots. There we go. And now it's time for Fighter Sword or for Cold Stair. This is not an easy fight.
Nope. Especially on green mail.
Indeed. You really want to stick to the top of this room, I think, in this fight. That makes it so the ice shards cannot fall on you. It does make you a little bit longer of a fight, but safer fight, and I think that's the way to play this right now. Almost getting cornered.
Yoshi is a far braver individual than I.
One puff down makes the fight a little bit easier. Two down. Alright, this fight should be a little bit easier to manage now.
Yep. One-on-one
Just be a little
with a
careful.
puff, but 4 hearts remaining. One. Whoop, never mind. I was about to say one hug could end it.
And down goes Cold Silver Yoshi. That is the third crystal, folks. We have the requirements to fight Ganon, but is it defeat Ganon or is it fast Ganon? Yoshi's about to check for us in a few short minutes.
All right. I would also note that that was a small key on Cold Stare. I'm not quite sure what that means for the logic.
That means the fight expected us to have some Mario.
All right, so we are severely out of logic at this point.
And hey, we have some armor.
All right, so that's gonna put us on normal, because hard limits you to green mail.
It does?
Yep. So that puts us on normal, confirmed.
All right.
So there are still there are still 2 swords we don't know the location of out there, and there is another. There are 2 bows in the world, and 2 more shield upgrades. Also, interesting note here: Yoshi is not immediately checking if it's fast Ganon or not. Might just want to have the requirements to go to actually be able to complete the fight before they find out.
That makes some sense, yeah.
Because all that's really needed if it is fast Ganon is that Master Sword. So Yoshi could be attempting to find the connection to that Master Sword before they go check the Ganon fight.
Yes. And if it is fast Ganon, then we don't have to go up Agate GT to fight Agate 2. If it is defeat Ganon, Ganon will say, "You haven't completed your goal yet. We know we have to go up to GT at this point because we have the 3 crystals."
And that would mean that we need to find some mobility items like boots and or hookshot, and also the bow.
Indeed. Now with the hammer, I believe our runners can check the left side of GT for any sort of swords. That wouldn't be a bad idea, I think.
Not quite.
Oh yeah,
They lack a way to get over to the Stalfos room.
I forgot about that. I'm used to GT being at the end of the scene, not the start.
Fair.
Here's something I'm gonna check. Get Stumpy.
All right, Nobly going to be receiving their first crystal here shortly. Fluffy Mittens, in the Twitch chat, they know it's 3 crystals because they read the pyramid sign. The pyramid sign does not clarify if Aghanim 2 needs to be defeated. Because this is not a cross keys seed, it is not by default fast Ganon. Another thing we haven't seen is Dig Game, actually, come to think of it. Just 20 rupees, though.
Yeah, so the pyramid tells us... So, in entrance seeds, the pyramid does not open until you defeat Aghanim 2. If it was not an entrance seed, the pyramid would be open if it was fast Ganon. Because that's where Ganon is. But an entrance, because Ganon can be shuffled into any one of the drop-downs. In this case, he's chilling over by the graveyard in the fairy drop-down. He could not... It could be required to fight Aghanim 2 just to make him vulnerable, or he could be just vulnerable right now for Yoshi.
Doesn't look like they are heading that direction quite yet. Might be crossing off a few more entrances off the list.
Possibly. We know it's a 3 crystal for Ganon. We don't know if it's fast or defeat Ganon. We know that GT is also in Kakariko if needed, so both GT and Ganon are in good spots. I think at this point Yoshi might have... Nope, I think Yoshi's just checking entrances, double checking their notes.
Oh, here's one we haven't seen yet on Nobly's side, and that's gonna be Swamp.
That is an awkward place for Swamp, and most people don't know about this place. This is actually what is known as the Curiosity Shop. This is where you could buy the Fire Shield for 500 rupees in vanilla. It's also the only shop... Curiosity Shop is also the only shop in the game where you can buy arrows. And if you're so inclined, a gold B.
Alright. Alright, Nobly finding, entering Hookshot Cave here. I was gonna check the exit here.
Unfortunately, we don't get to see what is down there just yet. For Yoshi. Nobly's gonna be checking in the meantime where Hookshot Cave ends up.
Floating Island!
This is actually good.
Indeed.
Floating Island may be kind of out of the way, but at the same time, more caves to check, which means more connectors to check. Potentially.
Alright. Yoshi back in Meyer Shed for Nobly the Foreign. Yoshi, meanwhile, back in Lost Woods and Light World.
Nothing there. Yoshi looks to be maybe checking the back of Skull Woods, seeing that's a connector.
Fair call. Alright. The Turtle
Ether.
Rock entrance needs Ether, which,
Yes.
I mean, we haven't found a medallion, much less Ether, so...
And here's the front of Paradox Cave. This is a good find.
Nobly!
Checking the other entrance first in case he's committed to getting locked out. That's actually smart.
Yep, I realized that right as I made a noise of discomfort, and I went, no, this is actually smart.
Yeah, very common practice in entrance seeds in general. As
There's
we find
our
the
bow!
Yep, there's our bow. But yeah, very common practice in entrance seeds to check connectors after checking any other entrances in the area. Not before. Because in some cases, you might get locked out, like say, in the case of one of the connectors we had it exit at Pyramid Fairy. As we find Ether and the hook shot! Alright, so GT is now ascendable once we find the big key.
So this... Well, no, because Yoshi's right behind here. I was about to say, this could get interesting if this is not a fast Ganon seed.
Correct.
But Yoshi is right behind Nobly here, so Yoshi is about to receive that cornucopia of items.
And Nobly's using a shop that is found in Paradise Cave to restock their bombs for bomb jumping. They want to check that high entrance.
Alright. So, also of note, we did find that Ether medallion. So, the TR entrance is now openable.
No.
Oh,
We
good
need the
point.
Titan's
Yeah.
bits.
Ugh.
It would be neat if we could check it while we were up here, but Sadly, that's the case. There's the sword!
There's the sword! Uh-oh,
What is
boy.
in go mode?
Well, it puts us in no mode. Yoshi still needs to go grab it, and Nobly still has... Well, wait, Nobly... Yeah, crystals don't matter for go mode. Jeez. Sorry, my brain clearly did not decide to show up for this commentary shift.
Well, here's the thing. It is actually, you're right, it is no mode, because we don't know if Ganon is fast Ganon or defeat Ganon. And if it's defeat Ganon, we don't know if the B key is accessible without the Cane of Samari.
Alright, so... Nobly?
Yoshi is now checking the cave at this point. He is on the way there.
Okay. I'm not sure what Nobly is doing.
I think Nobly is in crystal mode at this point.
Oh yeah, valid point. Sorry, that's right.
Alright, folks. Eyes on Yoshi here. Hopefully this frame skip doesn't deny us the message.
And yes, Yoshi did pick up his Master Sword during one of the lag skips there. Up. Yoshi's internet, please.
Are we going?
Well, I mean, if we come back to a Ganon fight already in progress, we'll know. Because Master Sword Silverless is by no means a fast fight, so...
Yeah.
Well, that was the save and quit menu, so... That means we've got a tower to climb.
Yep, it is defeat Ganon.
And guess who's heading right over to Ganon's tower?
So, we have a big key to find, but we've already been in here a little bit, so I don't think a big key game is appropriate this week, unfortunately.
Nope.
At least on this seed.
If Silvers were in GT, Nobly's still got a lot of ground to catch up.
Alright, 4 chests here in the Stalfos room.
Defeat Ganon is 3 crystals, which Yoshi has. There's our flippers in Stalfos room.
Those could have been
Nice.
required.
Alright.
With a small key.
Yep. Was Nobly maybe thinking about climbing GT there? Certainly went up that direction for just a second and then thought better of it.
Nice menu navigation there from Yoshi.
There's our silvers!
In the Turtle Rock Big Chest! Those are really accessible for Yoshi if he wants to go get them for the fight.
Yeah, true.
And Ganon will tell him that the silvers are in Turtle Rock. And with the entrances still being so wide open, that could be just a fast check that Yoshi does.
Right. But that would also have Yoshi at the Ganon fight, and through to phase 4 technically, because the Silver's text comes as phase 4 starts.
That is also true.
And Yoshi will know that this is a 3 crystal defeat Ganon seed. He might be feeling his their opponent breathing down their neck.
That is also true. I can see if Yoshi feels like not going for words are hard sometimes. As we see, there's powder there as well. I think Yoshi would go for it if he dies.
Yes.
Or falls.
Like, do they intentionally leave the fight to go grab those silvers? No. But if they take a death or fall, like you said, yeah, I think Yoshi goes, Yoshi especially, I believe, has checked all of Turtle Rock, besides that big chest. So I think if they take a death or a fall, they go, yeah, let's go pick up those silvers real quick.
And no sign of the big key here. I think we frame skip past Rando Room, unfortunately. We'll see from Nobly's end, though.
Yeah.
They're heading through GT now as well.
Well, I mean, the fact that Yoshi is fighting Ice Armos here and heading back to the chests.
Probably hasn't found it yet, no. 5 rupees. Piece of heart. Big key!
Yep.
There it is.
I mean, I suppose an argument could be made without the mirror that you might as well just go all the way here to see if Tempered or Silvers comes up.
I mean, that makes sense. Probably will check the chest here, though. I mean, no reason not to.
The always entertaining, the always entertaining Gans Tower big chest check that you very seldom see in a randomizer race.
So full disclosure, that was red mail in that chest. That's vanilla.
Awesome.
Oh, we did see Rando Room. I was mistaken.
It's alright.
But yeah, 12 hearts red mail. Shouldn't die in the fight, so the worst case scenario here is Yoshi will take a fall.
Which, considering it's Master Sword Silverless for Yoshi at the moment, Yoshi, down to their last arrow, clutches it out. But yeah, considering it's Master Sword Silverless, that is a lot of execution done all in a row. You could very easily take a telefrag from Ganon and fall off.
Yeah, and something the chat is pointing out here, and I just now realized, we haven't found a single bottle this seed. There's no safeties and berries or potions going into this fight. You have to be on point. You have to be really on point with your Ganon fight, Silverless Ganon fight. He might opt to go find the silvers first.
Yeah, because I mean that's only what 16 lamp shots.
I think the lamp is a little bit more magic efficient than that. But I definitely would not feel comfortable doing a Silverless Master Sword fight with only one magic meter to work with and no recovery bottles.
All right. Well, we'll see how this progresses here. As both our runners are in GT. However, the situations are vastly different. Yoshi is making the climb up the top and to defeat Aghanim 2 to open up their Ganon fight. noblytheforeign is just looking for items at this point. Yoshi, meanwhile, getting bodied here by Landmo 2.
Yeah, being very aggressive.
Careful. That red mail's good. It's not that good.
Grab some extra supplies here.
Yep.
Does have 10 arrows in case he dies, which is a good thing to have.
Yes. Gonna have to use 3 of them here on this Wizrobe room, though.
Gets it taken care of. Good recovery, good backup. Normally you use the Canis Mario there. Also, another thing they could use in this room is Ether, but definitely wants to save the magic for the upcoming torches.
Mm-hmm. And of note there, Stun Prize Heart. I don't think we'd actually called that out at any point during the seed.
Nope. So can use the Stun Prize to heal.
It's gonna need to try and find some magic here.
There's a couple of decanters under the pots here in the this fire bar room.
Yeah.
One on the south and one, I believe, just on the other end.
Yeah. And then there's also the full one in this next room. which Yoshi will probably grab. I mean, well, because they're going to need it, first of all. Because you kind of need to light the torches in the next room, too.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Yoshi checks chest here for another sword.
Yep.
If Yoshi can get Tempered Sword, then this will be a much cleaner fight.
There's our bottle!
With a fairy in it. That's actually really good. Yoshi can empty that bottle. You can flute to 2, empty that bottle. We'll fill it with green potion and be good to go for the fight.
Not quite flute to 2.
Oh, right. I forgot entrance.
Yeah, I know we've seen the magic shop, but I can't remember where it was. Waterfall, according to chat. Thank you.
Well, that's still... 2
Yeah,
is still the
flute
closest
2.
warp.
Yeah.
Actually,
So,
maybe flute to 8. Because you can take the Zora warp.
okay, and down goes Mothula. Moldorm 2. So Shady Force Games in chat asking for the breakdown on what this seed ended up being. It was a standard mode, full entrance shuffle, 3 crystals, defeat Ganon on normal normal item pool.
Yep, no boss shuffle, no enemy shuffle, no judgment item shuffle.
We do not know how many crystals was needed to open where Ganon's Tower usually is, but it does not matter.
Yeah. And here we go with the Aga 2 fight on Yoshi's end.
And
down goes Aga 2. Ladies and gentlemen, Yoshi has now activated the goals of the seed, which means he is now eligible to fight Ganon and finish this out. Now, not in a good position to do so right now. One single match meter is very tight. And he's also got to get out of Dark World here as well. Which I think by process of elimination, this is the Kakariko well, so there's 4 items down here.
Fair call.
Yep, there it is.
Yep, 5 items.
So one of these could be the sword.
300 rupees. Lag.
Titans. The bug net. And 10 arrows.
So, if this result holds, Team Awesome is going to continue living up to their name, extend their lead in the division to 9 points, and extend their undefeated streak here in Season 2 of the Link to Past Randomizer League. They have yet to drop a single match this season. I don't know why I struggled so hard finding a word I had just said. But there you have it.
Yoshi heading to what looks to be the potion shop using this route. Probably checking the mushroom, is then going to get a green potion.
Nobly takes a fall on Moldorm 2. Oof.
Oh no, just taking the warp to get the Ganon faster. Smart. Alright, Ganon will be fought here.
Alright.
It is go time.
So yes, there is a distinction here, chat, between defeat Ganon and fast Ganon. Because this is entrance shuffle, the pyramid will remain closed regardless of goal, and the sign does not tell you that Agadim 2 is required. So, the sign tells you what makes Ganon, how many crystals you need to make Ganon vulnerable, but you do still have the possibility of getting those crystals, dropping in on the Ganon fight, and him telling you, hey, you still have stuff to do. Yeah, which is what happened here.
In entrance, the only difference between Fast Ganon and Defeat Ganon is you don't have to do Aghanim 2 in Ganon's Tower to defeat Ganon in Fast Ganon on an entrance seed.
Alright.
So the Ganon fight here is actually very scary for Yoshi. He has to do spin attacks in each of the phases And it is 12 spin attacks for the first 2 phases, and then 24 more on the final phase. And then another 4 in the third phase as well.
Yes.
And all the while in the final phase, keeping the torches lit, and with the very limited magic pool, only has that 1 meter. That bottle has a fairy in it.
Yep. So, execution needs to be on point here for Yoshi. noblytheforeign, meanwhile, gonna be receiving their Titan's mitts. Looks like Yoshi managed to take out the first 2 phases of Ganon during that lag spike. It's now on to phase 3.
Now, thankfully, we'll get information about where the silver arrows are in this fight. We'll know where they are in Turtle Rock, and if Yoshi dies or falls, we could go and quickly snag them. Those are over in Kakariko. Most of the entrances, even. We know they're specifically in the Turtle Rock big chest, which is in Kakariko, and a quick walk from the Sanctuary exit, as we now know, because that is in the Kakariko well this scene.
Yes. And Yoshi should know where those silvers are based off of process of elimination, because Yoshi cleared out the rest of Turtle Rock already.
In a cave of 7 chests? Oh, he's got the bow from Turtle... He's got the bow from Turtle Rock. He didn't go to Paradox. What?
No? Huh, what? Oh, did they ever fix that glitch with Ganon's hint text being wrong with progressive bow?
I don't... Maybe not an entrance?
Excuse me.
I know it would be more likely in... I think it's fixed in normal play, but I don't think entrance is different.
Oh, our tracker explaining that hint apparently works off of the logical playthrough, which means somewhere in our logic chain was the Cane of Samaria to go grab that first bow. The first bow being Turtle Rock.
So Cane of Samaria was extremely early, but I don't see where it could be in my head.
Forget it, man. It's rando.
Pretty much.
All right. So Yoshi continuing the silverless Ganon fight here. Without that information about Turtle Rock, probably not going to look for silvers.
There it is.
Definitely not going to look for silvers now, because they don't have to. Just has to survive the most dangerous 1x3 bridge in all of Hyrule.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in chat for iiYoshii, who has finished in first place with an official SRL time on the seat of 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 4 seconds. That is also a 27-minute PB in mystery settings.
Or Mystery League. I don't know if SRL makes that distinction.
I'm not sure either.
Meanwhile, Nobly, unfortunately, heading into Swamp here. And by heading into, I mean almost done with. On the bright side, is going to have an easier time with the Ganon fight. By virtue of those silvers alone. Alright. So, Argus fight coming on in for Nobly here. Pulling doubles and getting spins to kill 2 puffs at once. Nice smooth execution there. I say as he misses that.
I'm still trying to think what else could be in logic, because we could access the silver arrow chest or the bow in Turtle Rock with the hook shot, but that was found in the same location as the bow that we initially found.
This is a fair call.
So Silver were early, or Samaria was early. No one checked the left desert. No, we've entered the desert from the left side for the first time. I think no one checked Hyrule Castle's left exit, which means that probably led to the balcony and to the
Blockstick for sale. Kato Samaria was on Zora.
Okay, that explains a lot more.
Woo!
We had the glove. That put Zora in logic. That's what was going on. That's okay. That solves that.
Oh, that's wow. That's a thing.
Oh man, this seed.
Woo! That was spicy right there.
Also, Yoshi is not joining us at this time because I believe we do have a German restream for this race going on right now. So shoutouts to them for doing their own commentary as well. Yoshi's most likely being interviewed by them at the time.
Alrighty. Meanwhile, Nobly here did take down Argus for their second crystal, is heading into ice for their third. Did clear Ganon's tower, so will be cleared for takeoff here as soon as Cold Stare is dead. So yeah, this was kind of a mind bender as of a seed here. Some interesting locations and more interesting item pulls.
Yeah, this is still fairly tame for a mystery seed though. They can get fairly difficult.
Yep.
And it's still early in the week, but I believe this is the second race between these two. So they're done with their mystery seeds. I wanted to get it out of the way. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And Yoshi will not be joining us, as someone informing us in chat that Yoshi does not speak English very well, so that makes some sense. Hopefully he enjoyed the race as well.
I mean, that never stops me from commentary, but you know, no. Hey-oh!
And that's what was on pedestal today. It was Pocket Change, so everyone did get that book.
Yep. Bomb jump achieved for Nobly. So while we are waiting for Nobly to finish on up here, I think now would be a good time as any to shout out the crew here on today's race. It was myself, Westside Vandal, and Wolflink0370 on comms. We were clicking the buttons on our tracker was Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, and producing the restream was Fear Agent. Here on Speed Gaming 5. There's been plenty of Randomizer League action on the Speed Gaming family of networks, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6 here on Twitch. What little action has not been picked up by Speed Gaming has been being picked up by plenty of dedicated community volunteers over at the ALTTPR League and the ALTTPR League 2 through 4. So be sure to kind of keep those in mind if you're looking for League action.
And speaking of League action here, we might as well go ahead and announce a few races currently up and coming here on the schedule as we wait for this to finish. So going on right now, may even be finished. We had two other races started at 3:10 p.m. We had Team Last Locations versus Team Challenge over on the ALTTPR League Twitch page, and over on Speed Gaming 1 or Speed Gaming Original, we had it's WJPTBB, I think that's an acronym.
Yes.
Versus But We're Buddies, JTB versus Chelsea Lynn. Coming up fairly soon though, over on Speed Gaming 3, we do have Super Salty Dungeoneers versus I've Got a Tempered. Dark Ridge 12 versus Suit 14 over on Speed Gaming 3. And the other race of WJPTBB versus But We're Buddies is going to be on Speed Gaming 1. That is Will J. Bradley versus Block. And then coming just a little bit later, here on Speed Gaming 5, we have another race featuring Team Challenge versus Team Last Location, Ridley Dragon versus Lin. And of course, keep an eye on the schedule for all of the races, not just the Best Randomizer League, as we progress through the day. That is the third crystal, though, for Nobly, now in Go mode.
All right. So, flute out here. And flute to 2? Oh, gonna use the same sort of strategy that Yoshi did with the whirlpools here.
Similar yet different. Just gonna jump across the water, actually.
Yep. My spatial awareness is apparently gone, as well as my ability to commentate effectively, so, you know.
It happens sometimes. These are rather mind-bending seeds sometimes. You gotta be ready for it. Because in Mystery, anything can happen, and we're only just getting started with the week here.
Yeah, I want to say somebody has rolled a seed that can that has a very, very small chance of happening, but could happen because RNG is a cruel mistress. And played through it, and it took them something like 6 hours.
Yeah, one more. If you're watching this live on Twitch, folks, once again, it is exclamation point mystery to see the weights of the seed. If you're watching on YouTube, it is. We have a site that hosts the league. It is ALTTPR League.com. You go there and look at the rules, and you can see the weight distribution there as well. If you are so inclined to check it on your own time.
Yep, ALTTPRleague.com/rules/weights. And yeah, the absolute worst seed that could happen is an inverted mode, all dungeons, 7/7, expert item pool, swordless, key sanity, crossed random boss shuffle.
Yeah, very, very low odds that happens, but at the same time, that would take about 5 hours. And I don't think... And it's very low odds. I think it's like a 10% chance for each of those.
Yeah. So a whole bunch of 1 in 10 shots have to fire at the same time. But again, this is linked to the past randomizer, and it hates you specifically. So I have very little doubt that 2 poor unfortunate souls are going to have to club their way through a seed like that this week. There are 64 matches to be played this week. I'm sure one of them is going to just get that rude seed.
Alright. Gonna do the torch glitch here. Firing for far, misses the torch glitch! Gets serverless hit in. And dies, but does have a fairy. Does have the fairy.
Fair call.
That is their only safety, though. And they have to be very conscious of their magic. Torch is going out. Good call, waiting for the torch. Fireball loop shot.
Yep. Can try to pull a little sneaky on us there.
Only a single hit there.
I think was trying to pull off a double there, but didn't get there in time.
Yeah, little too slow for the double. This will be a double, though. Good position for it.
There it is. One more shot will do it.
Torch is going just as it happened. Cannot take another hit, I think. That fireball will kill on the next attempt.
Oh, Ganon's just being rude now. Gonna get the shot off? No!
Almost out of magic.
Oh no, Nobly.
Oh!
Yikes!
When the Van fight goes just wrong.
Oh dear! Oh no! No! Nope. Do not want.
Nobly has to pay attention here. Gets the hit.
There
we
it
go.
is.
Oh my goodness. Nobly giving us a near heart attack in the booth. Finishes off Ganon. And finishing strong in this race. Well fought. That could have gone a whole lot worse. But GG's to noblytheforeign, who has finished in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 47 minutes, 30 seconds. Brilliant! Brilliant text there.
Woo! Man.
This scene was on point. This scene was on
the
point.
uncle text was on point, and the Triforce Room text was on point. Good gracious.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. That was good.
That was indeed good. I think that's actually entrance exclusive text too, which is why we should have picked them on it sooner. Now that I think about it, I think entrance has its own text generation in pool.
All right, so we are going to be joined by Nobly the Foreign here in the booth
Right now.
GG's.
GG.
Oh man, this seed that was pretty good. So it was the 3 crystal seed. It was defeat Ganon. It was an entrance shuffle with standard mode. That was actually honestly pretty good, okay seed, all things considering.
Yeah, the seat was decent, apart from the glove.
Apart from the glove, yes. And that glove was the only glove you were finding. I'm not sure if you checked the pyramid drop down once you opened it up. The other glove was in there in the Kakariko Well drop down.
Yeah, I knew Well was there, but I was like, go anyway.
And Samaria, as you can see, was there. And that Samaria put Ice Palace and Logic with both of you dead. And it also put the silvers in Turtlerock, as you know it. Actually, is the first silvers to get. And there was a little bit of boss differences here. You went after Swamp Palace's boss, whereas Yoshi, with the Fire Rod start, found the Moth and defeated the Moth instead.
Yeah. Well, I skipped so much Dark World in the bottom, so it's probably over by.
I believe it was over in that region.
I'm drawing a blank, sorry.
Yeah, I have no idea where it is, to be fair.
I mean, this was a fairly complicated
Skullwood was... Chat saying it feels like Skullwood was a Dark Lumberjack.
Yeah, that's the only check I haven't done in the bottom. So if I saw that, I would definitely not do Ice Palace.
Yeah, overall this seed was pretty nuts.
Yeah, as soon as you saw the sign, 3 dungeons, and like, you looked at your item, you have a Fire Rod, you can beat Moth, you have the Hammer, you can beat Thieves Town, you can beat Hera, you found a big key to Desert, you could beat that, and the only dungeon we couldn't beat that was a crystal was Eastern until we found the bow and Hookshot. Hookshot and Eastern, Swamp and Eastern was the only dungeon we couldn't clear with the getting to Dark World, actually.
And I will say this much, we were both worried for both you and Yoshi going forward with the Ganon fight, considering it was looking to be, at least for Yoshi's end, Master Silverless, because he didn't find the bow, go back to Turtlerock and get the bow out of there, and this game didn't tell him to hit either. But he also didn't have a bottle, so it could have been very dangerous for him to do that fight, having just one magic meter, but pulled it off very well.
Yeah, the only reason why I checked Beat Chest in Turtlerock was because I was at the time I saw I had done some stupid mistakes, like doing Dark Aga, finding Lampod Pyramid, of course, but yeah, that was the thing.
that was unfortunate.
Yeah, we thought that was a good play at the time, but at the same time, that's when we saw Yoshi find the glove at the dam.
Yeah. Also, another funny thing with that was I just ran out of magic. I had one shot to hit the torch, and I missed it for some reason. I never missed that torch in the Dark Bridge there. And for some reason, I was stressing because I knew I had one shot, one chance, and I missed it. And so we had to do some backup strats in there. It was fun.
Yeah, overall, a fairly tame seed compared to what these weights can give you. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a reference to Eminem, yes. You have one shot, one chance.
Oh.
I completely missed it
Oh.
too.
I just chat pointed it out.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see the chat thing until you answered it, and then I looked, and my brain clicked on it right as you spelled it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Uncle Tex and the Triber section are on point this seed. I'm pretty sure you got some humor out of that, did you not, Lee?
Yeah. And I already checked the pod areas, and I also fake flipper down to a supermarket. And didn't find anything or any dungeon, so I decided to just stay on the top side. And then when I found the hookshot cave, I decided to go through, found the minimum paradox cave, and then I was in go mode. By the
Yeah.
time I looked at the time and said, "There's no way Yoshi hasn't done this. This must be a GT seed." So
And in actuality, it was. And I'll tell you this much, actually, Nobly, you were the first one to find and get access to Paradox Cave. But at the time, Nobly was looking for a sword and was actually right in your heels. Already had 3 crystals in his possession at the time. And we learned at that point, although it frame skipped a bit, that it was in fact a defeat Ganon goal. So GT was the right call for you to make.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like looking at the time. There's no way Yoshi hasn't done this because of my Dark Aga play. I realized just I have to gamble that this GT required, and he struggled with finding something like that sword. Like if he didn't go through Paradox Cave and ended up on the bump ledge, that could be funny.
Yeah, that was actually both of your guys' master sword. We never found another sword beyond those two you guys found.
And then I was like thinking, maybe GT actually requires the red cane. Like that's the troll item in the seed, like because I felt so behind, so I knew basically it was gonna be a GT seed at that point since he hasn't finished. Because there's no way he hasn't found any entrance to either of those 4 dungeons we can clear. So, and with the gloves we could clear Ice Palace, we could clear Desert, which find the big key, we could clear Hera, we could clear Skull Woods. So, oh, another reference. Nice one.
Thank you.
99 Kane at 1.
Yeah.
I'm just shaking my head right now.
That cane was in a horrible position compared to how many rupees we had this in.
Yeah, it was at Sora, which ironically that was in logic as soon as you found the glove, which again was the only glove available at the time because the other one, the Tinesmiths, was in the Pyramid Fairy drop down or the Pyramid drop down, in which case ended up being Kakariko Well.
Yeah, oh, and back to the big chest in Third Rock. The only reason I checked it was because I feared that Red Cane was gonna be there. Because that's a trolley location as well when you find a hookshot.
As it turns out, it ended up being that's where the logical first bow was because the hint that Yoshi got for the bow was the one in Paradox Cave.
Were there hints on?
No, Ganon tells you where the silvers are if you go into the fight with just the regular bow and arrows. Did you find silvers in a cave with 7 chests was the text that Yoshi got.
Oh.
So he didn't even get the location in Turtle Rock. I want to say that's an entrance-only thing, but it seems that, in this case, the intended first bow was the one in Turtle Rock. And given where the Cane Mario was, makes perfect sense you had that available to you from the get-go.
Yeah, as soon as you started the game and found a glove, you had that in logic.
Speaking of the start of the game, you did comment in IRC earlier, and I'm assuming it was because of that Uncle text at the beginning. That was actually pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw that text fire, because we are on the 10-minute delay for league rules. When I first saw that text fire, I thought that LOL was like pointing towards inverted. So I was like spending the entire 10 minutes going, "Oh boy, this is gonna get interesting." And then we saw the uncle start, and then I'm like, "Wait, why did Nobly LOL?" And then we saw 10-9-8-7-6, and I'm like, "Oh, that would be why."
Mm. And as soon as you picked up the fire rod, I knew it was entrance.
Really?
Yeah. You can spam the quick swap button. Didn't you see me quick swap through the whole dungeon?
I did see the quick swap. Yes, I.
Oh yeah, because entrance is the only thing. Entrance would be the only reason why quick swap would be on in these waits. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw a more obvious check when the balcony was sealed off at the start of the escape sequence.
I did not know that was going to be sealed up, but that's probably because it requires you to do escape first. So, I was
and you know the ironic thing is, neither one of you actually checked that entrance after you finished the standard mode. I think because neither of us saw what was up there.
I did.
You did? What was up there? I missed it.
It is. Let me check my tracker. It gives the old man Gary on the mountains house.
Oh,
vanilla house. Because I fake flippered to bomb arrow
I must
fairy.
have missed that then.
And that was Hyrule Castle right side, and then I went to the left side.
Okay, I must have missed that then.
That was really early, and that's how I got my mountain access without the flute.
Well, GGG Nobly, this is, I believe, the end of the week for Team Noble Foxes as well as Team Awesome.
Yeah, we'll come back stronger in cross keys. I like entrance.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
I can imagine which one of you... I'm pretty sure you're going to be running that based on that comment. Who is the other team that's going to be running next week? Do you happen to know?
Obscure Lifeform.
Obscure Lifeform will be running as well for Team Noble Foxes.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully you guys can get some points there and so you can stay alive in the league here.
Yeah, it's always fun to play. It doesn't matter about points, but yeah.
I'd love to see you guys in the playoffs all the same. And if you guys are doing an excellent job. Make sure, of course, to follow noblytheforeign as well as Yoshi here. Put on an excellent race for us. Also, make sure to follow my co-com Westside Vandal and our tracker, Mr. Scrub Ninja Tuna. And of course, like we said earlier, make sure to follow Speed Gaming 2 through 6 so you don't miss any racing action, not just the ALTTTPR Randomizer League. We also feature these races on the ALTTPR League and the ALTTPR League 2 through 4. One of those races currently in progress, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I've already mentioned the schedule, folks. You know what's coming up. So from all of us here at ALTTTPR Randomizer League, I've been Wolfling Through. We shall see you all next time, and as always, thank you for watching. Another race coming up for you in just a short while.
GG's. Good night.